He is universally revered as a lightning-fast Texas blues rock hurricane who blew audiences away in the late 1960s. But Johnny Winter was completely erased from the biggest pop culture event of the 20th century. Despite delivering a blistering, legendary 65-minute set at the 1969 Woodstock Festival, his manager actively forbade the documentary crew from filming his performance and blocked him from the official soundtrack. The manager mistakenly believed the festival's album wouldn't pay enough, effectively robbing Winter of the permanent mainstream immortality that catapulted acts like Santana and Jimi Hendrix to global superstardom. Born with albinism in Beaumont, Texas, Johnny and his younger brother Edgar, also a famous musician, were treated as severe outcasts by their white peers in the 1950s. Legally blind and heavily bullied, Winter found his absolute sanctuary in the segregated underground black blues clubs of the South. The legendary bluesmen in those clubs didn't care what he looked like. They were entirely blown away by his ferocious, authentic command of the guitar, welcoming him as one of their own. Winter didn't just idolize the Chicago blues masters, he literally saved his greatest hero. By the late 1970s, Muddy Waters was struggling without a record deal and largely forgotten by the mainstream rock audience. Winter stepped in, used his own fame to get Waters signed, and personally produced and played guitar on Waters' 1977 comeback masterpiece, Hard Again. The album won a Grammy, completely revitalizing Waters' career and cementing a beautiful father-son-like bond between the two guitarists. When Johnny Winter burst onto the scene in 1968, he was the hottest commodity in rock and roll, securing the largest record advance in history up to that point, $600,000. The Rolling Stones were massive fans. In fact, Mick Jagger and Keith Richards specifically wrote the swaggering rock track Silver Train with the direct intention of giving it to Winter to record. Winter released his blistering version in 1973, a few months before the Stones finally released their own take on Goat's Head Soup. Hendrix was notoriously picky about who he shared a stage with, but he had immense respect for Winter's aggressive Texas blues style. In 1969, the two guitar gods met up at the record plant in New York City for a legendary late-night jam session. With Hendrix on guitar and Stephen Stills secretly playing bass, they laid down a roaring instrumental version of Guitar Slim's The Things That I Used to Do. The tapes were heavily bootlegged for decades before finally seeing an official release.